welcome back to my channel, Blue Skies and Black Coffee. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than me just kind of showing you what the life is like on my layovers and travel tips and so forth. Today I wanted to come and talk to you guys about becoming a flight attendant and giving you some tips on how to actually ace your face-to-face interview. So there's a few steps in the process before you actually get to your face-to-face. I was gonna make a video about those steps, but honestly, there's a gazillion trillion videos on how to do that. And I just kind of wanted to really talk to you guys about, to me, in my opinion, the most important part of the process before getting your CJO and actually going to training. So I have a notebook with some stuff that I wanted to go over. So if you guys see me looking down, it's because I want to make sure that I get everything covered and talk to you guys about everything. So first things first is, should you even become a flight attendant? I know a lot of people are intrigued by the allure of being a flight attendant. But being a flight attendant is really taxing in certain ways. Like, you're away from your family, you're away from your friends, you are tasked with being responsible for hundreds and hundreds of people's safety. It is a very demanding, fast-paced job, and some people, it's just a demanding job. So you want to make sure that you actually are really wanting to do this. And some of the really basic things that you need to be a flight attendant is, one, the desire to do it, and just knowing what it takes. So some basic stuff: you need to have a passport. For the airline that I work for, you need to be 21 years of age. You also need to decide whether you're okay with not living in the same city that you work in. So if you're okay with commuting to work, or if you're willing to move to work. You also need to be okay with basically going wherever they tell you to go, at least at first. You need to be okay with that, because they're going to send you where they need you. You're not going to be able to just say, okay, well, I'm not going there, I don't feel like it. And another thing that I kind of mentioned very briefly, but is really important, you're going to be away from home a lot, especially at first. As a junior flight attendant, I am away from home so much. I have missed holidays, birthdays. I've missed my own birthday. I have missed graduations. I have missed, you name it. I have missed it all. Christmas, just everything. And you really need to be okay with that, and you really need to understand before you do this that it is real. Like, there's opportunities where you may be able to, switch your schedule around or swap or drop things, but at a junior seniority level, it's highly unlikely, and you just need to know that you're not going to be there. So those are some of the things that, you're just going to need to keep in mind if you even want to be a flight attendant. Like, if those things are deal breakers for you, do yourself the favor and don't even do it. But for those of you who all of that is not a problem, and your wanderlust is way bigger than technicalities like holidays and birthdays and stuff like that, then keep watching this video. So here are some of my tips to ace an interview. Your face-to-face interview in particular, but any interview face-to-face, these tips are going to help you with. But specifically, these tips will help you with your face-to-face interview if you are interviewing to become a flight attendant with an airline. So the first thing on my list is your mentality. So mindset is extremely important. One of the major things that I realized in this job and just in the past few years of my life is that mindset makes such a big difference in how you approach everything. So you need to really get in your mind that you got this, that you are prepared, you're confident, you know that you are the right one for this job, and you really need to just manifest that overall being and that overall mindset within yourself before you even do anything. You need to go into this process with a healthy mindset of being confident and knowing that you can do it. Another thing that's really, really important for the interview process when you do your face-to-face, guys, you want to be dressed to impress. And when I say dressed to impress, I don't mean coming with your shiny suit from your last Christmas party or your tightest club dress, ladies. I mean coming looking polished from head to toe. So starting with your hair, ladies, anything that's like pulled back off of your face so that they can see your beautiful beaming bright face. And if you have like locks or something like that for ladies or men, just make sure that they're pulled back because they want to be able to see your face. And if you have like piercings or anything like that, you want to make sure that you take those out. Piercings, definitely, I love piercings, don't get me wrong, I've had my fair share of piercings in the day, but when you go to your face-to-face interview, you want to take those out so that you can just look as clean and polished and professional from head to toe as much as possible. So moving on to your makeup, for ladies and guys who choose to wear makeup, you want to make sure that it is really, really natural. You want to look good and you want to look flawless, but you want to make sure that it is natural looking. So don't wear, your club eyelashes. Don't wear purple or blue lipstick. Like, you want to make sure that you look really, really natural. Like you woke up like this, right? And that'll definitely get you a win. And as far as like what you're gonna wear, your outfit, there's two different ways to do this. And the reason why I say there's two different ways is because I have seen people who have done one of either ways, and I'm gonna tell you both. So the first way is to dress like a flight attendant. You wanna wear a blue suit or a black suit with a white blouse or shirt, and you wanna wear red lipstick, and you wanna look like how flight attendants look. That is one way to look. That's the way I went to my face-to-face interview. I pulled my hair back in a bun. I had red nails. I had red lipstick. I had natural face. And I wore a skirt suit with a pencil skirt, and a white blouse. But I have heard and seen other flight attendants who work for the very same airline that I work with that did not dress like that. They wore a beautiful professional dress or a professional pantsuit that really just kind of fit them and fit their personality, and they just still looked really, really polished, and they looked really, really like nice. And I've literally seen them get their CJO wearing that. So I'm not gonna tell you, oh, you have to look like a flight attendant. I think looking like a flight attendant is a plus because they at least get to see how you're gonna look. But with my airline, I mean, if it were me, I would not show up in the color of what our uniform is. We wear purple uniforms, and I just wouldn't go to an interview in a purple dress or a purple suit. I would go to my interview in a black suit, a blue suit, maybe even a dark green, like hunter green suit. Definitely not purple. So it's definitely up to you which route you want to go. The main thing is looking polished, looking professional, looking like you ironed your suit or you sent it to the cleaners, and having heels, but not too high heels. Just like, you know what I'm saying, like an inch to like 3 inches. You don't want to have the highest stilettos that you can find. You just want something that's conservative. Like, that's all I really have to share as far as what you need to look like. Next thing is make sure that you're okay with meeting a bunch of different people. There's gonna be a lot of people there who are looking to get hired just like you are, who are going for their face-to-face interview just like you are. So there will be a lot of people there. Make sure you mix and mingle. Make sure you smile, and make sure that you just exude that positive attitude that you've been manifesting this whole time. Just have that mindset and make sure that you just are radiating that great energy that's what's inside of you. The next thing you want to think about, and this is like probably the biggest thing, but it's the questions. So with my company and with a lot of other companies I know, they use the STAR method of asking questions. So with the STAR method, the STAR method means situation, task, action, and result type questions. So those questions really entail them asking you to basically detail from start to finish whatever the answer to that question is. So for example, they might say, tell me about a time when you had to do a task that you weren't completely sure about doing, and what was the end result of you doing that task at work? If I was asked that question in a STAR interview, I'd first take my time and think about a situation. After I thought about the situation, and I just thought about a situation right now, and I'll just draw it from my experience as being a flight attendant, I would say, when I first became a flight attendant, even though I had just gotten out of training, I wasn't 100% exactly sure how to be as efficient as possible during a service. And so on one of my very first flights and one of my very first services, instead of me trying to wing it, I decided to let my crew members know that, hey, I'm brand new and I'm not extremely fast or extremely efficient at doing beverage services. Can you guys give me some pointers on what you guys do? And took that advice. And when I took that advice, I listened to their steps and I listened to the tips and tricks that they gave me, and it allowed me the opportunity to be a little bit more efficient and faster with my beverage service in the very beginning. Ultimately, I used those tips and tricks and I built upon that experience, and now I'm really, really good at doing my beverage service and even multitasking. That would be the answer to the question, and that basically explained the situation, which was I wasn't good or fast at being, at doing a beverage service. The task was to get more efficient. The action was asking my fellow flight attendants to help me with some hacks on how to do it. And the result was that now I'm a lot more efficient and able to do my beverage service and even multitask. Basically, that's how all of the questions will go. You'll get questions like, tell me about a time when you had to work with somebody that you didn't necessarily get along with. You'll have questions like, tell us about a time when you had to go above and beyond for your job. Tell us about a time when you had to use stellar customer service skills. All of those are examples of questions that you will receive or that you will have asked to you when you're in your face-to-face interview. And honestly, one of the best hacks that I can tell you is have examples in your head already. It's okay to take a little second to think of your example, but you don't want to take too much time because you don't want to seem like you don't know what you're talking about or like you're unprepared, because you definitely want to be prepared. But if you already have your examples in your head, it's going to save you a lot of time and you're going to feel more prepared and you're going to be more calm and less nervous about the questions that you're being asked. If I have any other advice, the biggest part of advice, guys, is mindset. You just need to make sure that if you're prepared and you're at peace with knowing that you are good, you got this, you know this job is for you, then guys, you'll do it. You will definitely pass the face-to-face interview and move on to getting your CJO. And oh my goodness, I can't wait to do a video on what initial training is like. As far as your face-to-face interview, those are some quick tips that I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm just gonna keep on bringing it to you guys week after week because I think that I think that it adds value, and I hope it is adding value. If it is, leave me a comment below. Let me know how much value it is adding, and also let me know what you'd like to hear about. Like, if this is something that you want to hear more of, if you want me to get more in depth with like questions. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.